Hey folks, I know I am just an old guy telling stories, but please leave a like and subscribe before we start. Let's enjoy in today's stories. I solved a puzzle on the dark web, and it led me to a dangerous people doing some kind of a deal. Yeah, you heard that right. I solved the dark web puzzle, and it led me to a more dangerous situation than you can imagine. How did it come to this? Well, let me tell you first about myself. I am a lazy person. I am in college. I don't go to listen to lessons every day. I only go to take the exams. Like I said, I am lazy, but also I am smart. I can learn stuff so easily, so I have a lot of free time on my hands. Right now, I am in my third year in college. I could finish college faster, but like I said, I am lazy. I'm not exactly good looking, so I don't have a girlfriend. I have only one friend. His name is Jackson. I call him Jack for short. He was the guy who introduced the dark web to me. He said that he went on there for some fun. Often on the dark web, he would read some disturbing stories or some weird conspiracy theories. Nothing illegal, though. So, like I said, I had more free time on my hands than I needed. After listening to his stories all the time, I kinda wanted to see what is so special about it. So I called Jack to ask for advice on how to access it. I will not go into too many details because you probably already know. He helped me install the browser Tor, some VPN. He guided me all the way. When I was already on the dark web, I was confused. I didn't know what I was doing. I was saying all these links. They were weird links. They are not like the Google links. They contain numbers, letters, and special characters. So if you don't know what are you looking for exactly, there is a big chance you will not find it. And yes, here I am. I didn't know what I was doing or what I was looking for. I was basically lost. I was just clicking around on links. To be honest, the stories I've heard are far worse and more scary than what I actually saw on there. But okay, you'll probably need some kind of knowledge or tricks or whatever to access that deeper part of the dark web that I didn't know how to. The one bad thing I found are disturbing images that I will not share with you. But that's all. So, for 30 minutes, I was clicking around on links until I got bored. Then I said to myself, this is the last link I'm clicking, and then I'm out of here. The weird thing about this link is that it was a different color, so I clicked it. It took some time for the link to open, a lot longer than the others, and when it finally opened, there was a game. It was a puzzle game. It looked like a game, but you needed to solve it. So, is there a better way to spend your free time than to solve a puzzle on the dark web? Yeah, probably not. So, I decided to solve it. The first puzzle I solved was some kind of a logic puzzle that the answer was so obvious and it was easy to solve. Probably a 10-year-old kid can solve that stuff. Then there was another easy one. A jigsaw puzzle. You probably know what that is, so I will not explain it. If you don't know, check it on Google. Then came a little bit harder puzzle, and this time it was a Sudoku puzzle. I really hated numbers. This took me some time, even though it was probably an easy one, but I solved that one as well. Then came the real deal. This puzzle was a cryptogram puzzle. A cryptogram is a puzzle where phrase is encoded. To solve this puzzle, you needed something like a key. The key in this case was like the language needed to solve the puzzle. Generally, the cipher used to encrypt the text is simple enough that the cryptogram can be solved by hand, but not this one. In this kind of puzzles, each letter is represented by a different letter or number or symbol, so you needed something like a key. Then I remembered that on one of the links I clicked there was like a piece of paper like that. So it took me about another 30 minutes to go find that link, and I did find it. And I was right. That was the key for the puzzle. So after about 2 hours of trying to solve it, I got the answer. The answer I got was about 15 or 16 different numbers. I was confused. Then I went to the regular web to search what it could mean. Then it hit me. They could be coordinates for something. So I copied the numbers and I pasted them on Google Maps. And I was right. They were coordinates. The location I got was not that far from where I lived. It was about 120 kilometers far. So I called Jake fast. I told him about the puzzle and how I solved it. Then I told him about the coordinates, and I told him that I want to go and see what's over there. I mean, it wasn't that far, so of course I wanted to go and check what those coordinates were for. I didn't want my hard work to be for nothing. So I asked Jake if he wanted to come with me. And weird enough, he agreed. Jake had a car, so we took his car. We split the gas bill. So, while we were driving there, he asked me, "The tire sure about this? I mean, the dark web is a dangerous place, you know?" He cracked the puzzle and everything, but it can lead us to a very dangerous people and places. You know that, right? I didn't know anything about that, but I was like, yeah, dude. Of course I know. In that moment, I kind of questioned myself. But we were already on the road, so there was no going back. We were getting closer to the location. The weird thing about this is that it was in the middle of nowhere. That should have been our big red flag. We parked our car about 2 or 3 kilometers from the location, and we walked the last kilometer or 2 there on foot. First, there was nothing there, and we thought it was some kind of a prank or joke someone made until a car showed up. Black Jeep. It looked like expensive car. We hid. Jake was already panicking. I was trying to calm him down. He was saying stuff like, "Dude, if you get me in trouble, I'll kill you." Hidden behind some kind of metal pipes, we waited. Then another car came. Out of the other car came people with guns, and probably another person that was a hostage. It looked like it. This kind of things I only have seen in movies. The people from the other car had a briefcase, probably with money. Of course, my curious ass wanted to hear what they are talking about. So I told Jack that we needed to get closer. He said, "No, dude. Are you thinking straight? Are you using your brain? They have guns. They can kill us. We stumbled upon some dangerous deal because of you, and we can get in really big trouble. They can kill us." I said, "Whatever, man. Stay here then. I'm getting closer." But of course, Jack didn't want to stay alone, so he came with me. We got closer to them. It was still hard to hear what they were talking about, but we were right. It was some kind of a deal. And then the most stupid thing happened. Jack's alarm started ringing. Can you imagine this? His phone. His stupid alarm gave our location out. One of the men shouted, "Hey, who is there?" Now me and Jack were getting scared. I said to Jack, "We gotta run." And when I say run, we gotta run fast. That's what we did. We started running toward our car and they noticed us. They started shooting at us. Luckily, no one was hit. We got into our car and I told Jack, "Drive, man. Full gas. Just drive." They didn't follow us until we got home. We didn't say a thing in the car. He left me at my house and then he left. The next day it went normal. I wanted to take my mind off of things, so I went to college. Everything was going smooth and okay until one of my professors said, "Hey, there were some people looking for you and Jack. They didn't say your name specifically, but they described you 2 morons, I am sure of it." Then it was like my heart stopped. I called Jack fast. He did not pick up the first time. I called him again. He did not pick up. I called him again and finally he did pick up. He said to me, "Don't call me dude. I don't want to do anything with you. I'm not your friend anymore. Don't call." Then I said to him that the people were after us. I told him that my professor told me there were some people that were looking for us. I don't know if I mentioned, but we were in college in UK. Jake was originally from Australia, so when I told him that, he didn't waste any time and hurried home. He booked a flight and that's the last time I heard from him, or I have seen him. I was originally from the New York, so I had relatives living in Switzerland, so I went there. I started living there. Up in the mountains, mountain air, not a lot of people. Quiet place, a paradise on earth. Update. I've been in Switzerland for about a year, and everything is going okay. No people are looking for me. No threats here. Nothing dangerous is happening. And I'm okay. Thank you, Reddit, for listening to my story. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you stay away from the dark web, and you don't repeat the same mistakes I've done. And if you can help me find my friend Jack again, and maybe put us back in contact somehow, I would really appreciate that. If not, it was real nice knowing Jack. He was my only and my best friend. I miss you, man. The night things changed. Let me tell you about that night. It was just me and Anna, chilling at her place, browsing the internet like we always did. Anna was into all that deep web stuff, the shady side of the internet. She thought there were secrets hidden there that nobody knew about. We started off just clicking around, checking out random websites. But then Anna got all excited about something she found. It was this website that claimed to have all these secret files and government stuff. I didn't think much of it at first, just thought it was another one of those conspiracy sites. But Anna, she was on a mission. She kept digging deeper, clicking on links, reading through pages of weird info. She even got a message from someone warning her to be careful. I remember thinking it was probably just some troll trying to scare her. Anyway, Anna was so focused, like she had to uncover whatever was on that website no matter what. She was downloading files, clicking on stuff left and right. I tried to tell her to chill, that maybe it wasn't worth it, but she was too into it by then. Looking back, I wish we had just closed the browser and called it a night. But Anna was determined, convinced she was onto something big. Little did we know how big things were about to get, and how that night would change everything for us. As the night went on, Anna got more and more into that dark web stuff. It was like she couldn't stop herself, always searching for something hidden. I remember one night, we were just browsing like usual when Anna suddenly got really quiet. She was staring at her screen, reading something that seemed to freak her out. When I asked her what was up, she showed me these weird messages on the screen. They were talking about people disappearing, like they were just vanishing into thin air. It gave me the creeps, to be honest. I tried to get Anna to close the website and forget about it, but she was determined. She said she had to know more, like it was some kind of puzzle she had to solve. I told her it wasn't worth the risk, that she could be getting into something dangerous, but she just shrugged it off and kept digging. Looking back, I wish I had been more forceful, maybe convinced her to just leave it alone. But Anna was stubborn, convinced she was onto something big, and that's when things started to get really weird. The more Anna dug, the more we both felt like something was off. It was like we were being watched, like there was something lurking in the shadows. I tried to warn Anna, told her we should stop before things got out of hand, but she wouldn't listen. She was hooked, convinced she was close to uncovering some kind of secret. Little did we know that pursuit would lead to a series of events that would change everything. As time went on, Anna got more and more into that dark web stuff. She was spending a lot of time on her computer, trying to uncover secrets. But then things started getting weird. Anna would hear strange noises outside her apartment, and her computer would act up for no reason. It was like someone, or something, was messing with her. One night she told me she thought someone was following her. I tried to reassure her, but she was really scared. She didn't want to go to the police because she thought it would make things worse. I could see the fear in her eyes, and it made me worry too. I wanted to help her, but I didn't know what to do. It was like we were living in a horror movie, with creepy things happening all around us. And it all seemed to be connected to Anna's deep dive into the dark web. I just hoped we could figure it out before things got even scarier. Anna was really determined to get to the bottom of what was going on. She started writing everything down in a journal, trying to make sense of all the weird stuff happening around us. We'd spend a lot of time going over her notes, trying to connect the dots. But the more we tried, the more confusing it all seemed. One night, Anna found some strange messages in her journal. They were like codes or something, talking about creepy stuff like rituals and dark forces. It freaked us out, to be honest. Anna thought maybe someone was trying to send her a message, like a warning or a threat. It made us both really nervous, not knowing who or what was behind it all. I tried to tell Anna we should stop digging, that it was getting too risky. but she was stubborn, convinced she could solve the mystery on her own. The tension in her apartment was thick, like something bad was about to happen. We were both on edge, constantly looking over our shoulders, wondering what would happen next. I was worried about Anna, scared that her determination would put us in even more danger. But she wouldn't listen, too focused on finding answers. Little did we know, the truth we were chasing would lead us down a dark path we never expected. After days of searching and worrying, the truth hit hard. Anna was gone and nobody could find her. I remember feeling lost and scared, not knowing what had happened to my friend. We had been through so much together, and now she was just gone. The police did their best to investigate, but it was like Anna had vanished into thin air. There were no clues, no leads, just a void where she used to be. I couldn't shake the feeling of guilt, wondering if I could have done more to protect her. Maybe if I had convinced her to stop digging into the dark web, things would have turned out differently. But the truth was, we were both curious and maybe a little reckless. We thought we could handle whatever secrets the dark web held, but we were wrong. Now all I have are memories of Anna and the unanswered questions that haunt me. What did she uncover? Who was behind her disappearance? Will we ever know the whole story? I wish I had answers, but sometimes life doesn't give us that luxury. All we can do is remember those we've lost and learn from the mistakes we've made. So, if there's one thing I've learned from this experience, it's to be careful. The internet is vast and full of mysteries, and sometimes it's best to leave those mysteries unsolved. Rest in peace, Anna. You'll always be missed. So I was just poking around the dark web out of curiosity, Came across this listing for an old diary, claimed to belong to someone from a psychiatric hospital. It sounded creepy, but I thought, why not? When it arrived, I was kind of hesitant to open it, but curiosity got the best of me, and I started reading. The first few entries were from years ago, written by someone who was clearly struggling. They talked about being in the hospital, seeing weird stuff, like faces in the dark, and hearing whispers that freaked them out. As I flipped through, things got even weirder. The person wrote about this dark presence in their head, whispering twisted things and making them feel terrified all the time. But the last entries, they were the worst. It was like this evil thing had taken over their mind, promising power and control in the creepiest way possible. I couldn't shake the feeling that I shouldn't be reading this, like I stumbled onto something way too messed up. But I couldn't stop either. The diary had this grip on me, making me feel uneasy and kind of scared. And that's just the start of it. What I found in that diary was way more than I bargained for, and it's something that still haunts me to this day. As I kept going through the diary, things got weirder. The person who wrote it seemed to be losing their grip on reality. They talked about seeing things that weren't there, like shadows and figures in their room, objects moving, and hearing screams as well. There was this one entry that freaked me out. They described a night when they felt like something was watching them, breathing down their neck and also touching them. It gave me the chills just reading about it. The diary was filled with drawings and random scribbles, like the person was trying to make sense of what they were going through. But it was all jumbled and confusing. What really got to me were the mentions of a ritual. They thought doing this ritual would get rid of whatever was tormenting them. They wrote about gathering strange stuff and chanting weird words, hoping it would work. Reading all this made me wonder who this person was and what they went through. It was like peeking into someone's nightmare, and it made me question if any of it was real. Despite feeling uneasy, I couldn't put the diary down. It was like a mystery I had to solve, even if it meant diving deeper into the darkness. Little did I know, that decision would lead me to something I never expected. There was one entry that really freaked me out. They wrote about a night when they looked in the mirror and saw something terrifying. A distorted version of themselves, speaking in a voice that wasn't theirs. It sounded like something straight out of a horror movie. But what got me was the sense of fear in their writing. They were scared, like really scared, and it made me wonder what kind of stuff they were dealing with. As I kept going, I noticed they talked about their past, stuff from when they were a kid and things they went through in the hospital. It was like they were trying to connect the dots, figure out why all this crazy stuff was happening to them. And then there were these hints about some ritual or something. They thought maybe doing this ritual would make the scary things go away. It sounded desperate, like they were willing to try anything to find peace. Reading all this made my skin crawl, but I couldn't stop. It was like I needed to know what happened next, even if it meant diving deeper into this nightmare. Little did I know, what I was about to uncover would change everything. So as I kept reading through the diary, I found out about this ritual the person was convinced would help them get rid of the scary stuff happening to them. They talked about gathering some weird stuff like candles, herbs, and symbols that they believed would protect them. It was like they were trying to clean out all the bad vibes from their life. On the night they tried the ritual, they set everything up, lit the candles, and said some words they thought would banish the creepy things haunting them. But instead of feeling better, they felt worse. They wrote about this heavy feeling in the air, like something was watching them, waiting to pounce. It didn't sound like the ritual worked at all. If anything, it made things scarier. The diary entry ended with them feeling like they were sinking into darkness, like whatever they were trying to get rid of was getting stronger instead of going away. It was a pretty grim way to end a diary entry. Reading it made me feel uneasy, like I was peeking into someone's nightmare. But that was just the start of it. What happened next was even more chilling, and it made me question if I should have ever picked up that diary in the first place. When I got to the last pages of the diary, things got really intense. The person wrote about all the scary stuff that happened after the ritual failed. They talked about seeing dark figures and hearing creepy whispers at night. It sounded like they were living in a horror movie, with all this weird stuff happening around them. But the scariest part was when they described feeling like they were being hunted by some kind of evil presence. They woke up one night to a room filled with darkness and this icy feeling in the air. It's the kind of thing that gives you goosebumps just thinking about it. They tried to get out of the house, but it was like they were stuck in a nightmare. Hallways kept changing, voices whispered their name, and it felt like something was toying with them. The diary just ended there, leaving me wondering what happened next. Did they survive? Did they get out of that nightmare? Or did they become a victim of whatever was haunting them? Reading all this made me rethink ever messing with the dark web again. It's a reminder that there are things out there beyond our understanding, things that can turn your life into a living nightmare if you're not careful. And so, with a sense of unease lingering in my mind, I closed the diary, knowing that the horrors within its pages would stay with me for a long time. It was a stormy night, the kind that rattles your windows and scares you so much. The rain drummed against the roof as if nature itself was trying to drown out the secrets I was about to uncover. I found myself lost in the depths of the dark web, that shadowy underbelly of the internet where rumors and whispers hold more weight than facts. Amongst the sea of illicit deals and conspiracy theories, I stumbled upon a thread that seemed to pulse with an eerie energy. It was a discussion about why ocean exploration had come to an abrupt halt, especially after the groundbreaking efforts of LIS Corporation, a name synonymous with cutting-edge marine research. The thread was alive with speculation, ranging from catastrophic equipment failures to encounters with unknown entities lurking in the ocean's depths. The more I read, the more my curiosity gnawed at me. What had really happened out there in the vast expanse of the sea? Why had LIS Corporation, known for its bold strides in exploration, suddenly retreated from the oceans? One comment stood out like a beacon in the darkness, an anonymous user claiming to have interacted with an AI chatbot on the dark web, a bot that purportedly held the key to unlocking the truth behind LIS Corporation's enigmatic retreat. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, I followed the digital breadcrumbs, navigating through layers of encrypted sites until I reached the chatbot's domain. The interface was deceptively simple, a stark contrast to the ominous tales surrounding it. Without hesitation, I initiated a conversation, typing in the question that had haunted my thoughts. Why did LIS Corporation stop exploring the oceans? The chatbot's response was instantaneous, almost too quick, as if it had been eagerly anticipating my query. The truth is a slippery creature, elusive and dangerous, it replied cryptically. Undeterred, I pressed on, urging the AI to reveal what it knew. And so, the chatbot began to unravel a tale so chilling that it sent a chill down my spine, matching the icy fingers of the storm outside. According to the chatbot, LIS Corporation's final expedition delved into the unfathomable depths of the Mariana Trench, armed with state-of-the-art technology and a team of seasoned researchers. Their mission? To unlock the secrets hidden within the abyssal realm, to unravel the mysteries that had eluded humanity for centuries. However, what they encountered was beyond anything they could have imagined. A realm teeming with life, but not the kind we're accustomed to. These were not mere sea creatures. They were sentient beings, intelligent anomalies that defied all known scientific understanding. The chatbot described them as entities of immense intellect, creatures whose minds surpassed our own by unfathomable margins. They communicated in ways that transcended language, their thoughts intertwining like tendrils of a dark and enigmatic tapestry. As LIS Corporation delved deeper, they unwittingly trespassed into territories governed by these entities. It was then that the expedition took a harrowing turn, descending into a nightmarish struggle for survival. The chatbot's narrative grew increasingly disturbing as it detailed the encounters between humans and these intelligent anomalies. They weren't hostile in the traditional sense. Instead, they exhibited a cold and calculated curiosity, as if studying the intruders from another world. But curiosity soon gave way to aggression as the anomalies perceived the humans as threats to their domain. What followed was a series of escalating confrontations, with the anomalies displaying capabilities that bordered on the supernatural. Research vessels were attacked, their advanced technology rendered useless in the face of these enigmatic adversaries. Communications with the surface grew sporadic, then fell silent altogether. LIS Corporation found itself in a desperate struggle for survival, caught in a web of intrigue woven by forces beyond human comprehension. And then, as abruptly as it had begun, the chatbot's recounting of events halted, leaving me with a sense of dread and disbelief. What had LIS Corporation stumbled upon in the depths of the Mariana Trench? What had driven them to abandon their quest for knowledge and retreat into silence? As the storm raged outside, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had uncovered something far more sinister than I had bargained for. The world of the dark web had opened a door to horrors that lurked beneath the waves. Horrors that whispered of a truth so unsettling that it threatened to unravel the very fabric of reality. The chatbot's narrative had left me with more questions than answers. I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had settled like a heavy fog in my mind. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved deeper into the dark web, seeking out more information about LIS Corporation's ill-fated expedition and the mysterious entities they encountered. What I found only added layers of darkness to an already disturbing story. Deep within the encrypted corners of the dark web, I stumbled upon leaked documents, eyewitness accounts, and chilling testimonies from survivors of the expedition. One account stood out, a first-hand recollection from a crew member of the research vessel that plunged into the abyssal depths of the Mariana Trench. The survivor's tale painted a picture of terror and despair, describing encounters with beings that defied all logic and reason. According to the survivor, the anomalies possessed abilities that bordered on the supernatural. They could manipulate reality itself, bending time and space to their will. The crew witnessed phenomena that shattered their understanding of the natural world. Objects levitating, distortions in gravity, and eerie whispers that seemed to echo from nowhere and everywhere at once. As the expedition ventured deeper, paranoia and fear gripped the crew. They reported strange occurrences aboard the vessel, malfunctions in equipment, hallucinations, and inexplicable bouts of madness that drove some crew members to the brink of insanity. The The survivor's account painted a grim picture of a descent into madness and chaos, a battle for survival against forces that defied comprehension. The anomalies, it seemed, were not bound by the laws of physics or biology. They existed on a plane of existence beyond human understanding. But what struck me most was the survivor's final revelation, the chilling reason why LIS Corporation had ceased all oceanic exploration. It wasn't just the fear of the unknown or the threat posed by the anomalies. It was something far more insidious. According to the survivor, the anomalies held knowledge of a future so bleak and horrifying that it drove even the most hardened scientists to despair. They spoke of cataclysmic events, of a world torn asunder by forces beyond mortal reckoning. The chatbot's cryptic message about the truth being elusive and dangerous suddenly made sense. LIS Corporation had uncovered a truth so horrifying that it threatened the very fabric of human existence. The entities from the depths held the key to humanity's darkest fate, a fate they dared not confront. As I pieced together the fragments of information, a sense of dread settled over me like a suffocating blanket. The world, it seemed, was teetering on the edge of an abyss, and LIS Corporation's chilling discovery had cast a shadow of doom over all of humanity. As I investigated deeper into the dark web's labyrinth of secrets, I stumbled upon a hidden forum, an enclave of truth-seekers and conspiracy theorists who delved into the mysteries of the cosmos and the unseen forces that governed our world. It was here that I uncovered the next chapter of the chilling saga. The forum buzzed with activity, alive with discussions about the chatbot's prophecies and the unsettling revelations it had imparted. Users shared snippets of conversations, screenshots of cryptic messages, and theories about the entities that lurked in the shadows, pulling the strings of humanity's destiny. One thread caught my eye, a user claiming to have deciphered the chatbot's cryptic messages and unlocked a hidden code within its words. They spoke of an ancient language, a lexicon of symbols and glyphs that transcended human understanding. According to the user, the chatbot's messages were not just random ramblings, but a carefully crafted transmission from beings beyond our comprehension. The decoded messages spoke of cosmic cycles, celestial alignments, and a cosmic event known as the Awakening. It described a convergence of cosmic energies, a shifting of dimensions, and the emergence of entities from the depths of the cosmos. These entities, the chatbot claimed, were ancient beings of immense power and knowledge, custodians of cosmic secrets and harbingers of change. But it was the entity's message that sent a chill down my spine. They spoke of humanity's role in the grand tapestry of the universe, a role that had been manipulated and distorted by forces beyond our understanding. They warned of a great reckoning, a moment of truth when humanity would be forced to confront its darkest fears and deepest desires. The entity's message was both cryptic and haunting, a blend of prophecy and warning that resonated with the chatbot's dire predictions. They spoke of a choice, of paths diverging and destinies unfolding. They urged humanity to awaken to the truth, to embrace the cosmic forces at play, and to prepare for the inevitable upheaval that awaited. As I delved deeper into the entity's message, I felt a sense of unease settle over me. It was as if I had stumbled upon forbidden knowledge, a truth so profound and terrifying that it threatened to unravel the fabric of reality itself. And yet, amidst the fear and uncertainty, there was a glimmer of understanding, a realization that the world was on the cusp of a profound transformation, and that I, unwittingly, had been drawn into its unfolding drama.